Hello, my smartest artists. Welcome to week 6 of our distance learning in the art room for MLK SOA. You guys are doing such a great job on all of your art projects. I've been so proud of you to see all your different art work that you've been putting on your class dojo portfolios. If you have not done lessons 1 through 5, so the color wheel, the plate portrait, the nature art, or the watercolor, or the heart art, you are still welcome to do those art projects. You can take pictures and put them on your dojo classroom portfolios. I would still love to see them even if the time has passed by. Also, for this upcoming week, we finally get to get into that model magic. So you guys received 3 packs of the model magic in your art kits, and we are gonna get into those this week, and we are gonna make some sculpture art that we get to make into 3-dimensional art projects. So I'm super excited to get in these. Remember to keep updated on your Google Classroom Art with Miss Everett topics, and make sure that you've completed all of your art projects to date. And let's get into this model magic. Wayne Thiebaud is an American artist that currently resides in Northern California. He is best known for his artwork that includes colorful cakes, slices of pie, candy pieces such as lollipops, gumball machines, and he also does some landscapes of the streets of San Francisco. He currently lives in the Sacramento area and was a longtime professor at University of California in Davis. When he was younger and first moved to California, he interned at Disney. Then he had served in the Air Force as an artist and a cartoonist. Thiebaud is known for painting consumer objects, or things that are regular everyday items that you would get in a store or a bakery. In these wonderful artworks of desserts and treats, Thiebaud uses lots of patterns or repetition that repeats. He also uses bright colors and the use of light and dark to exhibit strong contrast that makes his work very interesting. Almost all of Thiebaud's work has light and shadows that give a sense that the items are 3-dimensional on a 2D surface. All right, my smartest artists, we learned a little bit about Wayne Thiebaud and how he painted art of desserts and candies. So for this art project, we're gonna do something a little new. Before, we were doing different projects like cupcakes, donuts, cake slices, but this year at my house, we played around with a little bit of model magic and the idea of candy. So I thought it'd be a fun project for us to do at home. You guys have your model magic packages. You're gonna open up your model magic, and you can see here some of the candies that I made at my house in preparation for this project. So do you know what these are? Sour worms. And then we have the traditional candy hearts, and then the traditional Halloween candy of candy corn. And all of these candies were made out of model magic. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to turn your white model magic into your favorite candy. Now when you open your model magic, you have one lump of white model magic. And you're going to use your sculpting skills to make these into your favorite candy. Maybe your favorite candy is these type of treats where they come in a box or a bag. Or maybe you love a candy bar. This is one that my son made. Maybe you like chocolates, wrapped candies, whatever you love, you are going to try to create with model magic. You can make it look realistic and have an actual candy wrapper. You make the actual candy out of Model Magic, and then you use a real wrapper to wrap around it. That's an option. Or you could just make the candy like I did out of the wrapper or the box. The two things I'm going to show you is how to color your Model Magic. And I'm going to show you two different ways. The first way to color your Model Magic is to paint them. So you can see here on these, I painted them using watercolor paints. So I just used my watercolor kit at home. I ballerina brushed on her tippy toes in the water, and I painted my pieces with watercolor. Now, Model Magic, you can paint right on it while it's still soft and sort of wet. Or you can wait and paint it after it dries. But remember, we know from using Model Magic all these years that Model Magic does not dry completely hard. Like these are about a week of being dry and they are still pretty soft. So you can go ahead and paint them while they're still wet. I'm gonna make a little heart here and show you how to paint it. And I just took my fingers and started to mold it into the heart for the candy hearts. And this is what you're gonna do, is you're just going to use your fingers to gently mold the Model Magic into the shape of the candy that you want. So when you paint, remember, you always want to put a little bit of water in your watercolors, and then I'm going to twirl my brush. Ballerina brush dances on her tippy toes. The brighter the color, the longer I'll twirl. And then you can just paint right on top of the wet Model Magic. You know what, I just realized there probably isn't green candy hearts. Oh, but I think there's the sour ones that are green. And then I would just wait for this to dry, and then I could flip it over and paint the other side. So that's what I did for mine. I painted my sour worms. After they were dry, I put glue, and then I rolled them in glitter. And then these I painted, right, with the watercolors, just with these watercolors right here. If you don't want to paint, you can use markers to add color. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm gonna make another candy heart, but instead of painting it, I'm going to use markers. And the way that you can use markers is simply kind of flatten out your Model Magic, pick a color marker, and you're gonna color right on the Model Magic. I'm using the Crayola markers. And then you're just gonna knead it together until the Model Magic turns pink. Then look at the color, see if it's the color you want for your candy. If it's too light, do the same thing. Once it's the color that you want, then you can shape it into the candy. Now you can kind of see the difference between the painted heart. You can still see paint strokes, brushes on it, versus the heart that I actually kneaded the marker into. So you just decide what you want for a finished result for the color of the candy. I wouldn't be able to do the markers on this particular candy because it has 3 colors, but if you're looking at a candy that's all one color, you could do the marker. And then you're gonna wait for it to dry before you add any type of details on your Model Magic. I can't wait to see what you guys are gonna make. I think it's gonna be a really fun art project for you to make at home. When you're finished, make sure you upload a photo of your finished candy and a picture of you holding your candy and upload it to the Class Dojo Art and Music portfolio section with the activity called 3D Candy.